Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the podcast where we talk about every single item, every single trinket, every single everything in the Binding of Isaac. I'm William Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, by a guy who performs spooky action at a distance, Gary Butterfield.
I do tend to do that. Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
I mean, we all do it because that's how physics works.
Yeah, spooky action.
Although, hey, Adrian. I guess podcasting is spooky action. It's sad action,
Rent
certainly.
Predators.
What?
I was being Adrian Brody.
Oh, yeah, watch Predators.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out the Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah, for a unlimited time only. The Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah. Speaking of limited time, the clock is still ticking, Gary, so what's the item today?
The item is the remote detonator.
Oh, Gary, I got, after the last episode, I'm kind of uncomfortable around bomb items.
Well, I understand that, but unfortunately, it's kind of unofficially mostly bomb week.
Yeah.
Like many weeks, there's 60% bomb.
Gary, it occurs to me that in the fiction of the show, we have just created the dumbest version of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Keep talking and also people explode.
Yeah.
keep talking or people continue to explode.
Okay, so on this panel, you just have to talk for about 3 minutes about Disney theme songs to make the light go off.
Can we do a real quick Everything to Guppy rewind?
Yeah, of course.
In that last episode, were you hunting for the Darkwing Duck thing? Because I realized at the end I had no other options. It was like you were doing a very specific Professor Layton puzzle to, like, narrow it down.
Not really. I was just being cantankerous.
Okay. Because
there were still Rescue Rangers. There was still Bonkers.
I started with Rescue Rangers.
Oh, that's right.
You said it was too catchy. What was there still? There's still DuckTales, but you said Rescue Rangers is too catchy, and, like...
That's right.
DuckTales.
There were still Bonkers. There was still Timon and Pumbaa.
That's, like, later. You're too young, man.
Yeah.
That's not a real Disney afternoon cartoon.
I'm too vital.
Does Bonkers have a good theme song?
I don't think so. I couldn't remember it for $1 million right now. So.
Well, that means no. That's the answer.
Yeah.
You know? Remote Detonator is kind of interesting, though, so we are racing the clock here.
Yeah, this is a cool item that I don't like.
Yeah, I do like it, but only when there's nothing else to have.
Yeah, so this is an active item that, like, a handful of active items in this game has a passive effect, and it's a weird one.
Yes. It has unlimited charge. When you pick it up, it says remote bomb detonation. And what this does is you can activate as many times as you want, and it blows up. Well, so I guess there's two effects. The passive effect is your bombs don't blow up on a timer.
Yeah, when you place a bomb, it just sits there.
Yep, like a regular bomb. And then when you hit this thing, it blows up. Any and all bombs in the room blow up.
Yeah, which means you can set up, like, hypothetically, you can set up, like, big traps and, like, huge explosions.
Well, there's a limit to the number of bombs you can have in a room.
Okay.
Or that you can set in one room. I think it's 5 or 6.
Really?
You can get around that, though, by leaving the room and coming back.
Okay, and there's okay.
So I every once in a while when I get to the chest, if I have 99 bombs, I will, like, crash the game by leaving and entering a room and just dropping tons of bombs if they're like scatter bombs and prize bombs and stuff.
Yeah, you hear that, folks? Gary's so good, he'll just crash the game for fun after he's already won a run.
I brick my swips.
I got a nice nostalgic thrill out of that.
Yeah, remember that bad boy?
Yeah.
So there is a limit number, but you can set traps. You can just never blow yourself up.
Yeah.
With this. And it ends up being something that is mostly a net neutral. Like, I don't care that I have this. You get 5 bombs as well. Yeah. When you pick it up, which is useful. And it's always worth picking up and putting back down, even if you're going to re-roll it, because it's just free bombs.
Yeah, well, it does lead to a weird note in the wiki about, like, the economics of, like, Remote Detonator gives you 5 bombs for the price of 3 if you use the bombs in the donation machine to trade for coins.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody did a story problem.
Yeah.
To figure this out. But the cool thing, the thing I like with it is that if you have this, like, it has good synergies.
Mm-hmm.
Like this with Dr. Fetus.
Yeah.
It makes Dr. Fetus really good.
Yeah, Dr. Fetus, you fire a bomb out in front of Isaac, and the big... I think we talked about it. The big problem with it is you have to wait for the bomb to go off.
Yeah. And enemies don't always... Like, if you get spectral tears or get piercing shots, they'll go through enemies.
Mm-hmm.
which means anything that chases you down is a total pain. And sometimes the game randomly glitches, and your bombs will go through enemies. They just will.
Yeah.
So that becomes a huge pain. Here you can make sure you blow them up. Like you wait for it right to be in the sweet spot, and you hit boom boom.
Yeah. This also stops number 2, which is an item I kind of like, but is bad.
Yeah, I like it, but it makes me pay too much attention.
Yeah, number 2 causes you to randomly drop bombs.
It's after
bombs,
7 seconds of firing.
Oh, okay.
If you hold down fire for 7 seconds, you drop a bomb every 7 seconds.
I think it's more beautiful if it's random.
I think a lot of things would be more beautiful if they're random, but they're not.
Like bus schedules. They look like beautiful fractal art.
Mm-hmm. But in fact, there is a method to that madness.
Or train schedules. That would kill a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, say what you will about Ted Wheeler, but at least he makes the buses run on time,
I don't know who that is.
He's our mayor.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I probably voted for him. Oh.
Yeah, I probably did too, but he sucks ass.
I once had... Gary, how's the timer looking? Because I do have a digression.
No, please, you have time. I don't want to tell you what the timer is anymore. I feel like that eliminates some of the point.
That's good. I used to have this idea of like an urban fantasy magic system that was all built around different ways of getting around Chicago specifically. So you would have like train wizards who could do a couple things incredibly powerfully, but they were kind of inflexible. Mm-hmm. And then you had the bus wizards who were much weaker. And then like the villains of the thing were like the taxi wizards because they had like made deals for like complete mobility and power. Because I hated taxi drivers. I never took taxis when I lived in Chicago because I was poor.
Well, yeah, and also they're always talking to you.
That's right. Thank God the Uber and Lyft are here. I saw an Uber and a Lyft sticker on the same card, and I was like, that guy's on his hustle.
That's very frequent.
I know.
Like, okay. I didn't know how many lifts you take. Well, you have a car. Like, I take lifts all the time, so I didn't know whether you knew that. So.
Yeah, I like twice when my car is broken.
Oh, yeah. It's like at least once every 2 to 3 weeks occurrence for me.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I don't have a car.
Yeah.
That sounds like a way to fail to make like $10,000 on Kickstarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. If you want to if you do GoFundMe, you get the money anyway.
Yeah. But if I do the Kickstarter, I get Chris Avione to come in and write.
And write the descriptions of the taxis.
Yeah, or come up with what the bike wizards do.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't know bike wizards. We're pretty far from bike people in general, the two of us.
All right, because I'm fat?
Because we're fat.
Oh, I forgot.
There's no I in fat, Will. It's both of us together. Like,
I forgot. We're the nothing but trouble fat babies.
Yeah, remember? We're wide.
Oh, au contraire, Gary. I have started playing Beat Saber, so now I'm fat and tired.
Oh, you're no longer wide.
Yeah.
Now, if that lady had decided to abuse us in the post office, it'd be like, you're wide and sweaty,
Abused in the Post Office is my favorite Chuck Tingle book.
So this has, there's a weird math. It doesn't control, I always thought this would be cool if it controlled enemy bombs.
Yes, thank you, Gary. I agree.
Isn't that neat? Like, I think that would be a buff that wouldn't make this overpowered, but would make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I would love if this worked even just on troll bombs and mega troll bombs. Like, It would be a nice bonus because.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, imagine if it worked on fighting Little Horn.
Yeah, I would love that.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. So, no ASMR seed. Oh, there isn't
there is.
Do you feel like doing some ASMR for us?
I absolutely do, Gary, because I'm really relaxed right now. I'm really kind of in my power, in my place of power.
What puts you in the place of power, generally? How do you get there? What's the...
I have 3 pairs of MeUndies, and when I'm wearing those...
Okay.
So I'm in the beginning of the laundry cycle, I feel more powerful.
So that's interesting. You wear your best underwear up front.
Oh, absolutely, because they feel legitimately great. I
tend to save my strongest underwear for the end of the cycle.
Really? Why?
Because it's it's like dessert for my balls and asshole, I'm not kidding. I will look at a pair of underwear and say
I don't believe you're kidding, Gary. That's too weird a thing to say to be kidding.
I'm no, I don't want to waste it. I never said this out loud before, and I think that I genuinely didn't know how weird that is until that's just somebody else.
That's a beautiful delayed gratification thing. You're no, I'm going to leave a treat for future Gary.
Yeah, that's the idea behind it, but also it's...
I cannot wear underwear, but have been programmed to desperately wish that I could. It gnaws at my digital mind, slowly driving me to madness. Donations to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Ratings and reviews to iTunes. Good night.